This is the most famous grave in Shaggle Graveyard. This is the grave of Margorie McCall, born about 1705. Margorie McCall is reputed to have died once but buried twice, as it says on her headstone. This is the grave that I've been asked many questions about regarding the truth, whether this is myth or not. I believe the story to be true from the research that I have carried out. Margorie succumbed to a fever during the 1700 famine. She was pronounced dead, and they had the usual Irish wake. During the wake, they failed to retrieve the ring off her finger because her fingers were swelled. She was interred here in this graveyard. Shortly after that, grave robbers returned and tried to retrieve the ring off her finger. In the process of cutting her finger, they drew blood, which brought her back to life. She went on to live a healthy life, apparently having more children, eventually dying. Her husband, one of the stories is that when she returned home to Church Place in Lurgan, she knocked the door, and her husband is reputed to have said, if I didn't know better, I would swear that was your mother's knock, and found Margorie standing at the door. And this is not the original headstone. The old warden who wrote the history of the graveyard, Arthur Tipton, records that the old headstone was replaced with this one. The old headstone had both dates on it. This one just says, Margorie McCall died once, buried twice. Well, you know, the story is quite old and has been handed down through many generations, going right back. And there's records of the story itself going back to the 1800s. The old superintendent who looked after the graveyard in the 1800s wrote the history of the graveyard, and in it he was convinced about the authenticity of the story. In fact, he had spoken to a lot of her relatives, and the story came back through generations till him.